Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is take number 4 because I ramble on too much and then I forget where I'm at and start slurring my words and sounding incoherent. But I'm gonna try it again. Hope you guys watched the other video. I went to the West Coast Pro Wrestling Show on a Friday with Titus. Some of the video got mixed up. We had a bunch of stuff when we were driving up talking, but the GoPro took it as pictures, not as video, and I don't know. I'm still trying to work that thing out. So, but anyways, I've been off of YouTube for a while, a couple weeks, man. I had I'll probably get into the video later. I had a few health issues that I was trying to focus on, and had to step away from the wrestling training and focus on some other stuff. But I'm good to go now. Clean bill of health, so I'm cool and ready to rock. But I went to the show with Titus and great conversation. Really haven't seen him much. We text a lot, but I haven't seen him much. And went to the show. He had a 5-way and it was pretty good. But I got to run into a lot of people who I haven't seen in a while because of COVID. Not to drop names, but I had a big conversation with Carl Fredericks. Good, love that kid. Man, so proud of him and so happy for him for all he's done. Kid is a machine. Got to see Draw Nelson again. Guys, who I just haven't seen in a long time, and I was like there when they broke in, so it's pretty cool to see their success they're having, and especially then in person. The match those two had, I was telling Titus that I kind of been down on wrestling for a while with the product, and that's all of wrestling, not just locally. And those guys made me a fan again. It was a good match. It was pro wrestling, and it was the way I like to see it, the way I wish I could do it, but I'm just not in that kind of shape anymore. So it's very rare when I'll see guys work and be like, yeah, I need to hang it up because I couldn't keep up with that shit, But good man, really good match. The show in general was great. Got to see Jacob. I haven't seen Jacob Fatu in a long time. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, there's just a lot of people on there. Too Fresh was on there, and a kid I talked to, I never really had a conversation with. Steven Cesario. I've known Steve for a while, and of course, we're on the same kind of circuit around here, and he's buddies with Chris and Sheik and all those dudes, and they're my brothers. So I've seen him on the circuit a lot, and we know who each other are, and we say hi, what's up, Shake, everything. We had a big conversation, man, and it was good. It was cool to hang out and talk to him. And I told him, and I'll say it on here that I never understood the snapping thing he did. I never got it. I didn't like it. And I just didn't understand. It looked like it was the old West Side Story, the Jets, the thing. I didn't get what he was doing. He's kind of changed it out, polished it up, and he came out, and it was fucking pretty badass. Like, I liked everything about his new gimmick, his new look, and the way he does it. And I had to, tell him, because that's how impressed I was. Not, like I said, that people have to be impressed by, wait for me to tell them that I was impressed with something, but when I'm wrong about something, I'm big enough to say it, and even if I haven't said it in person or out loud. And I just really liked. I thought it was cool. It reminded me somewhat of Funny Bone-ish in a way, without a gimmick on, but it was just pretty cool, man. He looked comfortable, and he's always had good work, but so it was really good, man. I just had to tell him that, and of course he was really appreciative, and it's just cool when you have somebody on your circuit and you don't really talk to them, and then for some reason you just talk, and you just get along with them great. So it was cool, man. Got to see a lot of fans I haven't seen in a while. All the I don't want to say my girls, but all the ladies that I've been friends with for years up in that area. I got to hang out with all of them, and it's awesome to see those girls. They're so sweet, such sweethearts. And of course, like most females, they're Titus fans, so I think that's why they talk to me. But anyways, man, I talked to a couple students. This is the whole way around posting this. Talked to a couple people this weekend, and the subject came up of loyalty to your home fed or to your company or to who trains you or whatever the deal is. And a lot of people are asking me, should they go out and get work at other places because they don't want to miss a show at their home company because they want to be loyal and all that. And I have a couple different views on it, and different than a lot of people on it, I guess. But for me, loyalty needs to go both ways. And I've always told my students, my kids, my students, that if you get bigger bookings than me, go fucking take them. I'll change my storyline around. Unless it's like a big anniversary show or something you're main eventing, we can always make it work. For me, the farther away, the more shows my students work outside my area, the more my name gets out there, the more my company's name gets out there. So it's all upside. Yes, I lose one of my kids and a good worker for a night, but that's a whole nother avenue of bookings and stuff we can have for the family. So I just tell them, like, look, man, if you want to work other places, you should be allowed to. Talk to your promoter, your home fed or whatever, and just say, hey, this is the deal, man. These guys are asking me to work, and it's a big opportunity. They're paying me, and you're not, And every promoter, or teacher or whatever you want to call them, should be cool with it. I understand they do have storylines and all that too, but you should want your kids to get out and work as much as they can. So in lieu of there being heat with you and your home fed or your home fed and you or whatever, I think people just need to take a step back and realize that as companies, as trainers, we're training our kids to be independent wrestlers, not wrestlers for PWA. You wrestle for SPW, you wrestle for fucking PCW, you wrestle for West Coast Pro, whatever school company you have. You shouldn't train your kids to only work for you. You should train them for bigger and better things. And so that way they can excel and succeed and make money doing this stuff. And like I said, it helps you out. There should be a kind of, unspoken respect about it. And it doesn't seem like there is sometimes. So I just told him, you do what you feel you need to do, but getting work in other places is crucial. It's crucial, man, to branch out and workplaces. And if your promoter, your home fed, is going to be upset about it, I mean, what can you do? You want to stay there for the rest of your life, or do you want to be an independent wrestler? So I like I said, I didn't want to say too much and shit on some people because it's just everybody does stuff differently. But at the end of the day, man, when you pay for somebody to train you, you're paying for them a service. Once that service is done, you should be allowed to do whatever you want. And if they're not going to use you anymore because you're going out and living your dream around the country, at least around the state, do you really want to stay there anyways? And as a promoter, if you train this kid and he's that good, you should be able to let him go out and work and then come back once in a while. There's a saying that in wrestling, and of course, because I'm an old guy, I always know all the old sayings, that it says that, how can I miss you if you don't go away? And when you're running shows, you have the same guys every month, especially the same main guys. The fans they get old, it gets boring. And that's one of the problems with WWE now, is that they can't let people go away. Because why? They'll go to AEW or, and they'll go to Japan or they'll go to someone and then there's a Twitter war and they start saying things they can't come back from, so, and the marks are running the business right now anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. But, as promoters, as owners of companies, let your kids branch out, man, and kids do it respectfully, but at the end of the day, you have to make your decisions for yourself and what's best for you. There's people out there that are going to hire you, and it's like this. Like I tell my kids all the time, if there's a order of wrestlers in your general area usually, and I'll name some guys now because they're my good friends and I've known them in half of my broken the business. You got guys like Rick Luxury, Sir Samurai, Drake Frost, Scoot, MPT, Marcus Lewis, Dutra, guys who've been doing this for a while and are somewhat names in the area that are at a certain level, and whether they want to be match one or main events, there's still a certain credibility these guys have. There's still a certain thing they bring to the table. So people are going to look to them first for bookings. Why? Because they can deliver. They have name value. They could put them in there to anybody. They can make them look good. So those kind of guys are always going to be ahead of you. When you come in, you're fighting with all the other greenhorns around you, all the underneath guys around you, and then all those guys who are already doing this shit for a long time and been doing it better than you and have that experience. So it's hard to get up. And then, there's always the exception to the rule. But generally, it's just hard to move up. So once you go to another area, say if you're brand new and you go down south, or you go up to Oregon, or you go Washington or Texas or wherever, you're a new toy for these promoters, and they can use you any way they want. Because why? You're a fucking new guy. Nobody's seen you, so they can do whatever they want with you. Just like here in NorCal, when they bring somebody new in or somebody moves to the area, we can do whatever the fuck we want with them because nobody knows them. So we bill them as whatever, and he's like I said, it's a whole new list, a bunch of matches that people haven't seen yet. They don't know you're new, so you're automatically can start up higher on the card. So I tell people, you just got to get out, man. Don't be afraid to lose your spot in NorCal. You're an underneath guy, so it doesn't matter what your spot is. Even if a company gives you a belt, it doesn't fucking matter. It's the belt's a prop anyways, but it doesn't matter. You need to get out, man, and work out. And if your company doesn't understand that, and they always feed you the respect. It's about respect in there. You got to respect this, and respect goes both ways, and loyalty goes both ways. And as a promoter, you need to be loyal, or I say promoter, but usually a promoter is the trainer of the school. You need to be loyal to your kids, and they came to you to learn how to wrestle, not to learn how to wrestle for you. So we need to let those kids get out, man. And at the end of the day, it makes you more famous anyways, or more popular anyways, because your name's out there. If I have kids wrestling in Texas, LA, and Oregon, and people say, "Hey, where'd you train?" "Oh, I train with Big Ugly." Then people start knowing who I am more because I'm training talent, and that's wrestling everywhere. So I don't know, man. I think as vets, we need to help these kids out, man, and put them on the right path. And it doesn't matter where they're wrestling. The thing is that they're wrestling, and they're going places and doing good, and doing well. And like I said, Jack's wrestling fucking everywhere, for SPW, and they're not telling you better stay loyal to us. You can't work anywhere else but us. They want him to get out there and do his thing. It helps the SPW roster look better, So let your kids work, man. And, as students, listen to your trainers. And if you don't feel comfortable with what they're doing with you, it's okay to walk away. There's plenty of wrestling companies out there. You don't have to leave on a bad note and shit on them and say all this bullshit. Just be like, hey, you know what, guys, thanks for everything, but I need to wrestle more. I need to get better. At some point, you can only learn so much in training. Most of your wrestling's done during matches, and that's where you got to learn. And you're not going to learn wrestling people that you trained with. You're going to learn by wrestling people who are good, better than you, and been wrestling for a while. That's when you get good. I hate using my kids as examples, but they've worked a lot of talent young. And they worked the Scum, they worked Vinny, fucking working Super Crazy, Karakatu is his name, myself, the fucking Blanchards. They worked a plethora of talent early in their career, and they learned, and that's what what you need to do is to wrestle the best people you can, and that's how you get experience and get good. So I don't know, man. Everybody needs to, in NorCal especially, needs to. We're all for NorCal except when it's time to be for NorCal. If we're really for NorCal, we should want our guys to get out of NorCal and wrestle all over as much as they can, and not just when WWE signs them and all of a sudden like, oh yeah, he's a NorCal guy or he's a NorCal girl. We need to start them when they're young, getting them out working as much as they can, and the real ones will, pay a lot of money to travel at first, and the ones who are happy being local will stay local. So on that note, man, I just had to get that off my chest. And man, just remember, guys, loyalty goes both ways: promoters to students, students and workers to promoters. And I see some bad shit going on in NorCal right now, and it's very disturbing to me. And I just hope it doesn't come to a head, and then we turn into a big shithole like we were years back. We are on the cusp of something great over here, and I think we just need to think about the boys first. And none of us are getting rich off this, so let's work on the NorCal product, getting it out there, and then it'll help everybody else out. Anyways, man, I rambled on too long again on this one, but I got to wrap it up with this one. This is going too long. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell icon, and please share this, tell your friends. I know some of the vets aren't going to like what I say because, they don't agree, and some don't give a fuck, and some will agree. Either way, it's just my opinion. I'm not an expert. I just play one on TV. But anyways, man, I'm out of here. Be sure you follow me on TikTok. It's Ugly Dojo. Yeah, on Instagram, it's Big Ugly 61. Make sure you follow me on there, and also here on YouTube at the Ugly Dojo. I will talk to you later.